Welcome, brave souls, to the spooky corner, where the shadows dance just beyond the light, and the unknown waits to send a chill down your spine. Here, the lines between nightmare and reality blur, and every story you hear will leave you wondering if the darkness outside your window is truly empty. Tonight, we bring you a tale of twisted laughter and painted smiles, a story that haunts the forgotten corners of small towns and whispers fear into the hearts of those who dare to visit the circus. But beware, for this is no ordinary clown. He isn't here to entertain. No, his purpose is far darker. As the circus rolls into town, something sinister follows, lurking in the shadows. It wears a painted face that changes with each new stop, hunting for its next victim. And when the last night of the circus arrives, he will strike again. So settle in, keeping lights low, and listen closely as we unveil the terrifying tale of the Sinister Clown. But be warned, once you enter the spooky corner, there's no telling who will make it out. Every town has its own chilling tale, stories passed down through generations to keep curious children in line. In Belmont, that story was of a clown, not an ordinary pleasant entertainer, but a sinister figure who appeared with the circus, though he was never part of it. He would show up on the outskirts as the carnival tents were raised, unnoticed at first, always lurking. His clothes were different each time, as if he were shedding skin, and his face was painted with grotesque designs, distorting any hint of humanity. No one knew when he had first appeared, nor where he went when the circus left. But one thing was certain: when the circus moved on, someone from the town was always missing. The carnival drew crowds, filling the air with laughter and joy, but behind the festivity lingered something darker, something people could feel but couldn't name. There was an unease beneath the music and lights, a sinister energy that weaved through the crowds like a shadow, unseen yet undeniable. That year, the circus rolled into Belmont with more excitement than ever. Posters covered every street corner, and children buzzed with excitement about the attractions. But behind their bright smiles, the adults exchanged knowing looks, a shared apprehension hanging over them. They remembered the stories, the ones they didn't want to believe, but couldn't quite shake. Ellie, a young woman from Belmont, had heard the tales all her life. Folklore, she thought, just exaggerated stories meant to scare the kids into behaving. As she stood at the circus gates with her younger brother Danny, she tried to brush off her unease, but something felt off. She couldn't place it, but it was there, a heaviness that pressed on her chest. As the sun set and the circus came to life, Ellie noticed something strange. Amid the bright costumes and cheerful clowns, there was one figure that stood out, a clown who lingered near the edge of the tents, half hidden in shadow. His suit was ragged, his makeup smeared and dark, with hollow eyes that seemed to see everything. The sight of him sent a chill down Ellie's spine. She grabbed Danny's hand, pulling him away from the unsettling figure. But the next few nights were the same. The clown appeared in different places, always at the peripheral of the carnival, watching, waiting. No one else seemed to notice him, but Ellie couldn't shake the feeling that his eyes followed her, his presence heavy and oppressive. On the final night of the circus, Ellie had had enough. The oppressive feeling weighed too heavy on her. Her nerves frayed. She decided to leave early, urging Danny to come with her, but he insisted on staying to seek the fireworks. Reluctantly, she left him, hoping the unease would ease as she would walk home, but instead it grew stronger. As she moved away from the bright lights of the carnival, Ellie became accurately aware of the quiet around her. The sound of her footsteps seemed too loud in the stillness. Then she heard it, the faint shuffle of footsteps behind her, the slow, deliberate breathing of someone falling just out of sight. Panic surged through her veins. She quickened her pace, glancing over her shoulder, her breath caught in her throat. There, not far behind, was a clown. His face was different tonight, more grotesque, more malevolent, with blood-red lips twisted into a smile that didn't reach his dead, empty eyes. Her heart pounded as she broke into a run, darting through the narrow alleyways, hoping to lose him. But no matter how fast she ran, the clown was always there, moving slowly, steadily, as though he knew she couldn't escape. Ellie stumbled into an abandoned lot, her breath ragged, the distant sounds of the circus now barely a whisper. For a moment she dared to hope she had lost him, but then the faint sound of eerie, hollow laughter echoed behind her. She turned trembling, and there he stood, the clown, his smile widening. In his hands he held a cracked mirror, the glass dull and smeared. Slowly he raised it towards her. Ellie's reflection stared back at her, but something was wrong. The reflection wasn't her. It was a distorted version of herself, her face painted in the same grotesque clown makeup, her eyes hollow and lifeless. The reflection's lips curled into the same twisted smile that the clown wore, mocking her. "That's not me," Ellie whispered, but the words felt empty. The figure in the mirror grinned wider, as if it knew something she didn't. Her heart raced, the world around her spinning. The clown's grip on the mirror tightened as he took a slow, deliberate step forward. His eyes locked on hers, and in that moment, Ellie realized, with a sickening jolt, she was a reflection. She wasn't just seeing the clown, she was becoming him. Or perhaps she had always been him, buried beneath layers of fear and denial, waiting for the circus to pull the mask away. The makeup, the hollow eyes, the twisted grin, it was her face now, staring back from the cracked mirror. She had been his all along. Her scream tore through the night, but no one came. The clown reached for her, and she felt the world closing in around her. The night swallowed her whole. The next morning, the circus packed up and left town. People went about their routines, whispering about Ellie's sudden disappearance. Some claimed she had run off, while others murmured the old tale of the clown who took someone every time the circus left. Weeks passed, and the people of Belmont carried on, though a shadow hung over the town. Ellie's name faded into the background, just another part of the town's folklore. The circus was forgotten until the next one came. And on that day, in a town far from Belmont, a new circus arrived. Children cheered, parents smiled, and the air buzzed with anticipation. No one knew the dark history that traveled with the tents, nor did they notice a figure standing at the edge of town. His clothes were different, his face freshly painted with a new grotesque pattern, but his eyes were the sick, cold, empty, and unchanged. And deep within those eyes, Ellie stared back, trapped, silent. The circus wasn't leaving just yet. There was still one more night to go, and one more victim to claim. Thank you, brave souls, for venturing into the spooky corner with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the chilling tale of the Sinister Clown. But remember, the shadows never rest for long. There's always another dark story waiting just around the corner. If you felt the chill and want more spine-tingling tales, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you'll never miss our next terrifying story. Until next time, keep your lights low and your fears close, because you never know what's lurking in the dark. See you soon here at the Spooky Corner.